Hi guys and welcome to today's video. Now I know it has been a minute since I've had a sit down, chilled out type of video where I've got a cup of tea and I can just sit and update you on things. I actually think it was January since I last did one of these types of videos. So I am so sorry, but I'm finally getting around to it. Now the first thing I should mention that the day this video is uploaded, and hopefully the day that you are watching it, which is the 12th of May, I will be 23 years old. So happy birthday to me. It still feels kind of weird because although right now I'm 22, like when filming this, I still feel so young and so inexperienced with life. And it's just weird to think that like you're gonna keep getting older and you kind of need to get with it and grow and be an adult and blah, and I don't know, it's just kind of weird to think about. I suppose I'm doing okay. Like I've got a house, I've got 2 kids, or dogs, but they're children. I'm in a stable, happy relationship. I pay my bills, I pay my mortgage. I suppose, I don't know how more adult you can be, but I honestly don't feel like it in the slightest. So then, I think I have months upon months of things to update you with, and as per, I can't remember a bloody thing. So I'm going to start off with what I'm doing for my birthday. So my birthday this year falls on a Friday, which is quite nice. I booked the day off work. I'm going to be spending the day in Northampton. I've never been. I think it's like maybe just over an hour away from where I live. We're going to go shopping and stuff, hopefully get some things for holiday, but might be a bit too early yet. I don't really want to eat anything big while I'm out. I found like a little dessert place which looks amazing. I can't remember what it's called, but they do like waffles and things, and you can have like fruit and chocolate and ice cream or whatever on them. There I want to go to. So then from 3 PM we get to check into our little cottage, which we have essentially rented for the long weekend, and it just looks so nice. It's all self-catering obviously. That's kind of in Northampton, that's why we're spending the day like shopping over there, so then we can just go and check in when it gets to like 3. So on my actual birthday night I want to just have a load of food and eat in and not go out anywhere, because I would just prefer that, and I think it would be a lot nicer to be able to spend like dedicated time for Dan and I. The dogs won't be coming with us. They are going for a sleepover weekend at my mum's house, which hopefully they'll enjoy. I'm sure they will because my mum loves them. So yeah, hopefully they have a nice time. Hopefully I have a nice time, which I'm sure I will. But yeah, so that's what I will be doing today, essentially, on my birthday, is we'll have gone shopping, hopefully bought loads of holiday stuff. We'll have checked in, we'll have probably posted loads of pictures on Instagram, which you can find down below. It's the same as my YouTube name. And then eating myself into a food coma probably, and that just sounds bloody brilliant. On the Saturday then we will be going to Woburn Safari Park. I have a feeling I might have been taken there as a child with my family, but I can't remember anything about it. I might do when I'm there, I might just, you know, get deja vu a little bit, but I don't know, but hopefully that should be nice. If the weather's anything like this weekend, then I don't really know. We'll have to see. We've not actually booked it yet. We're going to see what the weather's like a bit closer to the time and then decide. And then on the Sunday, I believe we're just having a chill day because that's our last full day. And then on the Monday, we've got to check out at 10, so we'll be travelling back. But again, I booked the day off, so there's no real rush there. In terms of what else I've been up to, it was Dan's birthday not too long ago, which you probably already know because you will have seen the video that I did for his birthday. Honestly, I've never felt so like out of my comfort zone when filming a video, and I was so like worried about it because one, I still think it's not as good as I would have liked it to have been, but honestly it is so hard to memorise words, keep in time, keep eye contact with the lens, and just remember all of this stuff to do at once. It is so hard, and to try and put on like a persona, and it's just, yeah, it was really hard, and it took me such a long time to not only write all of the lyrics but to sort of film it as well and then try and edit it, and yeah, so yeah, you'll probably have seen it. It did like really well in the first like day. I think it got to like over 1,000 views in a day, which is insane for my videos because normally they take about a week to reach 1,000 views, so that was like madness. We had a lovely day anyway. I booked the day off again. I've booked so much time off lately. So his birthday fell on a Wednesday. He came over in the morning. I like decorated the lounge with balloons and banners and things and put him loads of stuff on the table. And yeah, we went into Sutton and went shopping, which was not very successful for me because I didn't get anything. I wanted stuff for holiday, but again, it's just a bit too early, I think. He got some stuff. And then we got food at TGI's, and then we came back here for a bit to feed the dogs and spend some time with them. And then we went to his and family came over and stuff. So yeah, like that was a nice day. And he said he had a really nice birthday. Like he wasn't really bothered about it leading up to it, but I was, because I was like, oh, this is your first birthday I get to spend with you. It was important for me that he had a nice time, and I think he did, so that's good. For those of you that wanted to know like what his reaction was to that Stormzy video that I did, which I will link below by the way, in case you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Dan is a fan of like grime music. I am not. I am very uneducated in that area of music. My favourite artist is Ed Sheeran, and so I like that type of music. And so I thought, right, I will kind of pick a Stormzy song because I know he likes Stormzy, and rewrite the lyrics or the rap, I don't really know, and try and make it about us. So it was kind of to do with our first like meeting each other in person, and yeah, I don't know, like a lot of the lyrics probably won't make sense to people because it's based on Dan and I and things that only Dan and I know about essentially, but yeah, it seemed to get a pretty good reaction, I think. I imagine there would have been a lot of people that clicked on it and just been like, what the fuck? Basically on his birthday I walked off, got my phone, plugged in my earphones and gave him my phone and told him to put the earphones in, and I said, watch this. And then I just kind of left him to it because I didn't want to hear me trying to rap again because it was like embarrassing and cringy enough for me to edit the bloody thing. And I just heard him like laughing and stuff, and yeah, like he liked it, he thought it was funny, and yeah, I'm glad it went down well, so it was totally worth it. What we've also done recently is went to go see Ed Sheeran. So he's on his Divide tour currently, and Ed Sheeran is like my all-time favourite artist. I've seen him once before at his Multiply tour, which is very, very good. And so when I heard that he was having the Divide tour, I was like kind of desperate to get tickets. However, we didn't manage to get any in the like general sale. And so I was massively gutted because I absolutely love his music. Like it means so much to me. And I think Dan kind of knew how gutted I was. And so Dan went and bought like resale tickets, which are just massively overpriced, and I was like, no, don't worry about it, like, you know, we could get a holiday for the price of those tickets, just leave it. And he went and bought them anyway. So we went to go see Ed Sheeran. He got me like a t-shirt printed, and he got like a Stormzy t-shirt printed, which will make sense if you watched what was it? Was it like the Brit Awards or something where Ed Sheeran performed and he got Stormzy to come out? So that's what that whole thing was. We booked a hotel, so we stayed in like Brindling Place in Birmingham in the Hilton there. So that was nice. It was just nice to have like time on my own to spend with him because, as you'll probably already know, I work in the week and he works in the weekend. So our schedules clash that much that we don't actually get much time together. We get kind of evenings or the odd morning, you know, it doesn't really allow us to have like full days together. And so yeah, lately we've had so much time together and it's just been lovely. Like I honestly really love him, and to be able to spend time with someone that you love and care for so much is just, it's so nice. And it's something that I think a lot of people will take for granted if you get to do it all the time, but because we don't, it makes it that much more special. There's probably a load more things that I have completely forgotten about. In terms of like the house and stuff like that, I've not done anything. We've kind of been diverting our attention to like the garden, which we're going to start working on tomorrow, just because I want it to be a bit nicer. It's a bit shitty that it's like it's full of patches from where the dogs have been on it and the grass has just had it essentially. So I'm not sure how successful it's going to be. Also, the weather is terrible, so if it's raining tomorrow we're not going to be able to do it, but yeah, we shall see. In terms of like DIY inside the house and stuff, I loathe it. Like, I hate DIY stuff like with a passion, and so if I can leave it as long as possible and it doesn't bother me, like, I will. I am busy all the time. If I'm not at work, I'm like having to spend time with the dogs. Not that I don't like doing that, but they need time with me for their happiness, and you know, or I'm like spending time with Dan, again, who I don't get to see very often, so I like to make sure I have that time. Or I'm filming for YouTube, and everything else outside of that is like me time and relaxing time, which I also don't get a lot of, and so I don't want to be spending that time doing DIY. Oh my god, my ear just went dead funny. That was insane. I feel like I've just had like a shift of something go from this ear to that side, and I don't know if I can hear better or worse, or maybe I've just gone deaf in one ear, I don't know. That felt horrible. Anyway, so yeah, I feel like dead disorientated now. So yeah, I don't want to spend like my time doing DIY. What I have done, which loads of you will be so proud of me of, is I had to go at TalkTalk, my internet provider, who doesn't actually provide me with working internet. I had been moaning about them for months in my moving out vlogs, and I'd read so many like horror stories about people trying to get out of the contracts and them charging them loads of money. And in my head, I was like, do you know what? I don't want to deal with that. I don't want the stress of it. I would rather just put up with like internet that works sometimes, and I'll wait till my contract ends, and yeah, then I'll pick someone else and do it like that. However, like the last Sunday, or maybe, yeah, so it would have been a week ago now, I just got really pissed off one day because all I was trying to do was just log onto the internet to create a thumbnail for a video that I'd just finished editing, and wouldn't load, just page wouldn't load at all. I can't have the Wi-Fi on my phone if I'm using the Wi-Fi anywhere else because it simply doesn't work. It cannot cope with more than one device. This is how bad it is. So like if Dan comes around and we're trying to watch, I don't know, Netflix or something, then I'm like, is your Wi-Fi on? Because it's not working. As soon as he turns his Wi-Fi off his phone, it works. So it's just rubbish. I rang them up with the intention of telling them that like there was a problem and can you fix it. Somehow I just got really angry as soon as someone said hello, and I had to go and said try and fix it, and if you can't fix it then I'm leaving, kind of thing. Because all they want to do is send like an engineer out, which I've had so many engineers come out, and all they say to me, and my favourite engineer that came out last literally said, honestly, there's nothing wrong with your box. There's nothing wrong with the line. It is simply talk, and you'd be better off leaving them. And this is what the engineer said to me, and I was like, sweet. Because he said that he fixes, or I don't know, I can't think. I don't know, this is such the wrong like terminology. He engineers for all of the providers, and so he kind of knows which ones are better and which ones aren't. It was like, yeah, everyone has problems with talk, you'd be better off leaving them. And so that for me, coming from an engineer, I was like, I believe him and I'm gonna have to do it, kind of thing. And so yeah, all talk wants to do is send an engineer out because they believe there's no problem with their actual service. However, this guy said to me that they'd like changed all of their software and stuff in like December, and it's just made things a hell of a lot worse. So that's what the problem is, essentially. So I was on the phone for ages with this person that I could barely understand, who could probably barely understand me either. And I always make the effort to speak really slowly and calmly and clearly, because I know that like I can talk quite fast, and if I'm angry and like my words kind of just mix together a little bit. And yeah, so I was on the phone for ages, and he was like, oh, I know you don't want me to, but I'm gonna have to schedule an engineer. And I went, no, I'm not having an engineer. I was like, I told you, there's no problem. Had the engineer out, they said to me, there is no problem, it's a service you provide. Because I just didn't want to get this guy in trouble that had been like so honest with me. But they didn't really like ask anything about it, so hopefully I didn't. I said, look, no, I'm going to cancel. If that's all you can do, I'm cancelling. So I got put through to like 6 different people because I kept having to go at like the next person. Because I was like, yeah, I'm cancelling, and no, I'm not paying any charges to cancel. And you're going to refund me what I've already paid up front because I paid for the year. And so yeah, eventually eventually, I think I was on the phone for 2 hours. I have cancelled my thing. I only have to wait like 7 days to cancel it for like the line to disconnect, as opposed to 30 days. I am getting a refund on what I've already paid, and they have removed all of the charges that they tried to put on for me to pay to leave them. I was like, no, I'm not paying more money for a service that you can't even provide to me. I've paid for, and I'm leaving because it doesn't work. Why then should I have to pay more money? I was like, if anything, you should be giving me compensation, which they have offered to me so many times, but they only give it you once the problem's fixed. However, the problem's never been fixed. And so I was like, well, you keep offering me compensation, take the charges out of that compensation. There you go, we're sorted. Oh God, I hate being horrible to people, but I was so angry. And so yeah, I'm officially on the out from TalkTalk, and on the in with BT, which I paid for fibre, and yeah, it should be awesome. So hopefully we'll see. But I've got like a week of no internet, so that's gonna suck. But yeah, I'm happy that's sorted. So the main two problems I had with my house were the boiler, which has been fixed because we found out where the leak was, that's been corrected, and my internet, which we're kind of in the middle of sorting. Nothing else is causing me a problem. I don't know if I've got anything else. See, normally I kind of like write down what I want to talk about, but I haven't done that today because I've been a bit busy. Like I'm going to get my nails done today, like for my birthday, because they're kind of just gross and horrible. And yeah, I want to have pretty nails for my birthday. I dyed my hair yesterday. Well, I dyed my roots because I didn't want to dye down the bottom, because I've not long done it, to be honest, but my roots were like huge again. So I didn't see the point in essentially damaging all this at the bottom when the top just needed doing. So I've done the top, and I did my eyebrows, which are very ginger underneath my eyebrow pencil, but never mind. So yeah, I'm having like a bit of a pamper day today, I guess, or this weekend, because I did my hair yesterday. So I like having nice hair without roots. It's a bit more orangey at the minute, but as soon as I wash it, it will kind of fade into the rest of it a bit better. But I love this colour so much. And then nail wise, I have a horrible, disgusting habit of biting my nails, and I do it when I'm watching TV. And I get a bit like, oh, what's gonna happen? Do you know? And I just do it. And so yeah, some of them are quite bad, and it's a bit embarrassing. I hate going to like a nail technician and being like, these are my disgusting nails. I'm so sorry. Please make them pretty. I just don't think it looks very nice, and it's something that I'm very aware of. And I always feel like people stare at my nails if like they can see that they've been bitten and stuff. Even not like bad, I'm not someone who bites them down to like the nubs, because that's just disgusting. I do get quite like self-conscious about my nails, I guess, because I think they always look nicer with acrylics. But having dogs that pull on leads and just having to do everything around the house, acrylic nails aren't always like the best thing to have, because they just get in the way, which they very well might do. But I would like to have pretty nails for my birthday. I'm thinking like black. I'll probably have put them on my Instagram by that point, so you'll know what I go for. Apart from that, I can't remember anything else that happened like earlier on in the year. I'm not sure. Dan and I recently celebrated our half-year anniversary, so our 6 months. So we went to a place called Miller & Carter, which is like a bit of a fancy steakhouse in Sutton Coldfields, like a park. I live quite local to Sutton Coldfield really, so yeah, I've been there before, and it's nice. It's a bit fancy, like special occasion type of place. So we got dressed up, we went there. We had like really nice food and everything, but there was a table next to us of like a couple. Young couple that was celebrating his birthday. However, they had a domestic while we were sitting there. And so Dan and I were eating, and I was looking at him going, can you hear them? Like as if to say, did you hear that? Like, because they were arguing. I think they were trying to quietly argue, but the tables were about this far away from each other, and so we could hear. And I just didn't know where to look. I just kind of like ate my food like this and didn't want to be a part of it, but it was so entertaining. But it's quite, I feel like it's gone quite fast that we've got to like 6 months. So we're now coming up to 7. See, it feels like it's gone fast, but at the same time it feels like we've been together longer, if that makes sense. It's very odd. I've spoke to Dan about this before. I said like it feels like we've been together years, that we've known each other years. And realistically, I've not even known him a year. And that feels weird, because I feel like I've known him all of my life. Still very happy. He makes me laugh all of the time and completely ruins my makeup because I just get horrible lines here. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, it does make me laugh. I'm looking forward to like our weekend away together, and we've got our holiday coming up. I've probably annoyed so many people on my Instagram with like a 10-day countdown of like when we're going to Lanzarote. But we are spending 14 nights or days? Nights? I think it's nights in Lanzarote. I'm going at the end of June. So this is why I'm trying to get holiday clothes, because a lot of my holiday clothes from last year, since I've lost weight and stuff, don't really fit me very well and they just don't look very nice. I'm trying to slowly collate things, but I don't think it's the right time of year to be getting summer clothes just yet, so it's a bit of a pain. Literally got 14 nights of time with Dan and I can't even tell you how excited that makes me, considering we don't get much time together. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna get so fat because all I'm gonna do is eat. Again, my mum is gonna be doggy sitting for 2 weeks because I didn't want to put them in kennels or anything like that, and honestly, like, it's just a lot of money and I would hate to not know exactly where they are. Now my mum has the same like pet cameras that I do, and she will take mine when the dogs go to hers. So even when I'm on holiday, I can just log in and see what the dog's doing and check they're alright. So that I prefer to them being in like kennels, because I would just hate it, because I don't think I'd be able to relax and enjoy myself thinking about them like being all sad and cold, and no, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I'd rather my mum have them because she'll fuss them and love them and give them food they shouldn't be eating probably. Also on the topic of the dogs, Bruno is fine as ever. Darcy has cost me a hell of a lot of money in the past couple of months with her eyes. She's got ingrowing eyelashes. The only way you can really deal with those is, one, pluck the eyelashes out, which I wouldn't ever want to do to her myself, because I feel like she trusts me and that would be like me breaking the trust, like causing pain. Like, I just couldn't do it to her. The other option is they laser them, which they've stopped doing, I believe, because it causes too much scar tissue like around the eye and could cause more damage than good. Or there's something called cryotherapy, which is where they will freeze the eyelash follicles to stop them growing back. Because she had these eyelashes, she was scratching at her eyes and was causing ulcers on her eyes, so it looked like a big crater on her eyeball, which is very, very, very bad, because if that had been left or got worse, she could have lost her eye. So it's very serious and it's something that needed to be sorted out. Now I have insurance for both of the dogs, obviously. I would never not. Bruno has never needed his insurance, but Darcy has. I've already claimed on hers once. I've just made a second claim because over the past like month and a half, she has cost me probably like £850 in vet costs and things like that. So yeah, we had a lot of time trying to heal her eyes, and then I went to have her eyelashes plucked, but she had to go under anaesthetic for that because they didn't want to mess close to her eyes where she had ulcers on them in case they slipped, and you know, it's just not worth it. So that was great because that gave her like a couple weeks of relief, and you could really see a difference in her and how happy she was, and you could just see how like calm she was. Obviously not having things like little needles essentially sticking in her eyes, and that was so nice to see. And even Dan said like, your eyes look really nice, and honestly she's got the most beautiful eyes that we really never get to see, or are very red and inflamed and irritated because of eyelashes, or it's just kind of one thing after another. Now eyelashes have started to grow back, which I knew they would with plucking, but for me I wanted to give her some kind of relief, however short term, and even for her to just have a couple weeks of not being in pain or blinking or being like this all the time was so worth it. And what she's going to have done in a couple of days, actually a few days before I go away, which is a bit annoying, but my mum will be around to look after her thankfully, is she's going to have the cryotherapy done, which means she's going to be put under anaesthetic again, and they will freeze her eyelash follicles, which should hopefully stop them growing back, so that'll kill them off and hopefully we won't have this problem again. However, I believe this is going to cost like I can't remember whether it's a bit of a difference. I can't remember whether they said 500 for both, which I think seems a little bit low because plucking them, including anaesthetic, cost me 350. So I think it might be £1,000 to do cryotherapy on both eyes. I think there's like 80% chance that it works first time, but you might have to do it a second time. But for me, I can claim it through the insurance anyway, so that's fine. I just hope it works, and I hope after that, that's the end of her problems and she can live a life where she's not irritated. Because I think out of everywhere, to have problems with your eyes, I mean, think how painful it is when you get an eyelash in your eye. Imagine that, but constantly, and they're not moving, and there's more than one. Imagine that. It's just horrible. So yeah, she's my little darling, my little baby, and I'm so protective over her and hate that she has to go through all this. But yeah, it's been a very expensive few months, and I've recently put the insurance forms in to try and get the 800 and whatever back, and then I'm gonna let the vets claim it back, like the cost of this surgery from the insurance company, because I don't have like £1,000 to pay out. Like on top of the 800, I just can't, I cannot. So yeah, we shall see. Hopefully soon enough I should have some good news about Darcy, but for now she's a little rascal and she's having to live in her like cone. But yeah, if you want to stay up to date with the dogs, they do have their own Instagram, which I realise a lot of people don't know about, which I'll put down below. It's Sir Bruno _ Lady Darcy. I always tag them on my personal Instagram. But yeah, I imagine you'll be seeing some not very nice after surgery pictures to follow her progress, but hopefully she's alright. We'll see. So I think I'm going to have to leave it there. I've probably left out a load of stuff, but honestly I just can't remember. I will try and do these life updates a bit more regularly than I have done, like every 6 months or whatever it is. Is it 6 months? No, it's probably not even that many, but still. I've had a nice time, I've been happy. And I've been sticking with these weekly uploads, which I will continue to do so for as long as I can, I think. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I will link all of my social media stuff down below, so if you want to come over and follow me, that would be awesome. Apart from that, happy birthday to me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!